And you listen to him talk about Barack, he didn't talk about anybody else like that. You listen to him talking about it, you say, okay, Allah's plan is in place. So he said, the road ahead may be long, our climb will be steep. He said, we got challenges, got 2 wars, Afghanistan and Iraq. We got a planet that's in peril because of the ecology and just all of the pollution. We're in the worst financial crisis in a century. Mothers and fathers staying awake trying to figure out how to pay mortgages and worrying about doctor's bills and college tuitions. So he's balancing. He's saying, don't think that this is time for just a party. It's time for some work. Who's going to take the steep path? So I show you the 2 paths. Who's going to take the steep path? He said, we may not get there in a year. We may not get there in 1 term. But I promise you we'll get there, because he says, I will be honest. I will listen to you, especially when we disagree. Yeah, it's a special man, special time, special person. And I will ask you to join in the work, block by block, brick by brick, calloused hand by calloused hand. Now, you think he got to say that he's Muslim? You can't see Islam in its broadest sense. And I'm not even suggesting that when he was in Indonesia that he was studying Quran. I'm saying Allah has raised him up in a very special way. That even like when Zacharias would come in and on Mary was already supplied. Very special way. He said the victory alone is not the change we seek. It is only the chance for us to make that change. We can't go back to the ways things were done before, and this can't happen without you. So I'm telling you, dear Muslims, it's a new day. And if you got the frame of mind that you can't follow no Christian, or you can't follow this, or you can't follow that, plenty of Muslims that say they can't follow a black man. You think their problem is that they're not going to be able to follow a Christian. And their problem is really they can't follow a black man. Or there's plenty of us who are older that we can't follow somebody that's younger than us. Or plenty of us that are young who don't think we're supposed to follow anything, and we're following everything. Every little fad that comes out. But Imam I said, don't you realize that just Barack Obama, just being in the environment, has got these boys pulling their pants up a little higher? How you going to walk around with your pants hanging down, and now somebody like you is the president of the United States, standing straight? He came to that to make his acceptance speech, and he showed no fear. He showed no nervousness. He wasn't coming up there to play. He's coming to work. And he's straight and he's upright, decent. He says, so let us summon up a new spirit of patriotism, of service and responsibility. We rise and fall as one nation, as one people. Said resist partisanship, resist going back to pettiness, resist going back to all this fighting and bickering. He said, and those Americans whose support I have not yet earned, I may not have won your vote, but I hear your voices, and I need your help, and I'll be your president too. Hey. Even, I don't know, if your heart ain't touched you, Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza said, one of the great things about representing this country is it continues to surprise. It continues to renew itself. It continues to beat all odds and expectations, and she said it with her eyes watering up. You just know that Americans are not going to be satisfied until they really do form the perfect union. While the perfect union may never be in sight, we just keep working at it and trying. She said, as an African American, I am especially proud because this country has been through a long journey in terms of overcoming wounds and making race not the fact in our lives. She said that work is not yet done, but yesterday was obviously an extraordinary step forward. You know, if you're from Georgia, you look in today's paper, you Bo Calloway. Most of y'all don't know who Bo Calloway was. You went from Georgia. Bo Calloway, tough, good-hearted racist. He ran for governor several times, had all kind of appointments. He said he finally got it. In the paper today, he said he finally got it. And I want Barack Obama to know I'm one of his new friends. So Barack wraps it up with the guidance that can only come from Allah. Allah is guiding this whole process. You know, sometimes we think that the difficulties are punishments. Sometimes the difficulties are open doors. Maybe without this financial crisis, he might not have been able to get in. Maybe without the stupidity of the former president, he might not have been able to get in. No, certainly nobody can say he's not smart enough. It's been proven that you don't have to be smart to be president. So he wrapped it up by saying, to all those watching from beyond our shores, from parliaments and palaces, from those who are huddled around radios in forgotten corners of our world, our stories are singular, but our destiny is shared. And a new dawn of American leadership is at hand. A new dawn of American leadership is at hand. And the Kenyans celebrated, and the Malaysians celebrated, and the Indonesians celebrated, and the Africans celebrated, and Europeans celebrated. You've forgotten when he went over to Berlin, he had 100,000 people coming out. But he had to warn those who want to tear the world down. We'll defeat you. And those who seek peace and security, we support you. Tonight, he said, we proved that the true strength of our nation comes not from our might of arms or scale of our wealth, but from the enduring power of our ideals of democracy, liberty, opportunity, and unyielding hope. Then he talked about a lady that I know personally. Lady's been over my house, Miss Ann Cooper, Nixon Cooper, 106 years old. She was driving until she was 96.